before we start, I want to give a shout out to JJ and the boys at Back to Basics for nominating me to do this 5 tips for beginners. Got my little spot sorted. It wasn't the first oh, what? Good afternoon, people. What a glorious day. Absolutely pouring down. So this afternoon I'm going up into these there woods. I'm going to find a spot, get a tarp over my head, get my little bush box on go, make a brew and make a video. 5 tips for camping beginners. We'll wing it and see how we get on. Now, first glance, this looks like it's going to be fun. I think I'll walk up that bit. We'll try up the edges. I'm not going to be able to walk up that at all. So you can see water running down it. I got to here and slipped. Luckily it was just my foot that slipped underneath me. I haven't fallen out. I've had to come out of the woods because the way I'm going to go up, it's just too slippy, I can't get up. So I've walked further up the road. I thought I'd show you this. This road's been closed off for about 1.5 years now, if not longer. They started collapsing in the last floods we had, like I say, over 1.5 years ago, and they've done nothing. They've just closed the road off. Literally no work has been done. So you can see it's the main road, one of the main roads out of Eldon towards Brighouse, and also Halifax and Huddersfield. It's closed off, and like I say, absolutely nothing has been done at all. Try to give you a scale of the size of these woods. It's all uphill. I've walked, well, you can't see from where I've walked. It's right down the bottom of the hill. I've got to here, and I believe the parts that I'm wanting is up there. I'm exhausted getting up there. It's massive, these woods, all the way down bottom, and I'm going further up to the top there. That's a problem. I've only been here, what, 2 or 3 times, but this is going to be the first time I've spent a prolonged amount of time setting up a little base. There's rock formations up the top here that I want to get tarp strung up, get a firebox and go and make a brew. I'll just bring you back when I'm sorted. See you all very soon. There we go. The spot, we're all sorted. I'll show you what I've brought shortly. But firstly, before we start, I want to give a shout out to JJ and the boys at Back to Basics for nominating me to do this 5 tips for beginning wild campers. If you're just starting out, or maybe if you've been doing it for a while, you might pick up some tips. But these are just my ideas, what I think you should do for when you're beginning wild camping. Number 5, equipment. You don't have to just break the bank. If you've got the money, by all means do so, but you can get good gear for a lot cheaper. For instance, this tarp, £2.50 from Wilkinson's. Of course, it's just an industrial tarp. I only bought it to be a ground sheet for when I go camping, you know, outside the tent, or when I'm in my log cabin, I put it on the floor. But today's the first time I'm actually using it as a tarp to go overhead, to give us some protection from the rain. I've strung it up with some bungee cords. It's doing the job. Even though it's got a few holes in it, it's still doing the job. Tent. You don't have to spend a fortune on tents. You can get decent tents for around £50 to £100, right up to 600, 800, even £1,000 some tents. You don't need to spend that much money. If you can, by all means, but you don't have to, because you can get some really good quality gear for cheaper. Boots as well. I've had these boots 5 years. Perfect. They still work a treat. I hardly even clean them. Work a treat. This jacket's probably the most expensive gear I've got on at the moment. About 80 quid. The German army jacket, winter jacket, fleece lined, waterproof. Can't ask for better. It's warm, cosy, great stuff. The bag I've got here, this is my go-to day sack. It's a Berghaus. Probably when it came out, brand new, it'd be probably £30–40. I got it £4 from the local tip shop. You don't have to spend silly money to get gear. Also, when you're starting out, you may want to get a knife or a saw, especially if you're doing some bushcraft. You can't go wrong with the backhoe and the Moira. Absolutely superb bits of kit. I didn't bring mine out today actually because I don't need it, otherwise I'd have showed you. You know, shop around, even Primark, they do some nice thick jumpers that you can get under your coat. Layer up if you're coming out in the winter, that's the best thing to do. Number 4, plan your camp. Use Google Earth, get on some maps, ask people, see if they know any places where you can go camping. I'm lucky because the places I usually go camping I've been using for 20–30 years, and I know I can go there, can have a fire, and there ain't going to be a problem. I usually say to people, if you want to go camping, just do it, find a spot and do it, regardless of if it's private land or whatever. As long as you're quiet, you don't make a noise, tidy up after yourself, it ain't going to be a problem. Even if you do encounter some people, just talk to them. If a landowner comes across, speak to him, he might be good enough to just let you stay on his land. Go in pairs, you know, especially if you're totally brand new to this. Go as a group, 1 or 2 of you, 3, 4 of you. Get out there, go and explore. Britain is full of beautiful woodland, stunning scenery. Get out there and have a look at it. Get out there and spend the night in the woodland. Listen to the woodland come alive at night. You just can't beat it. You really cannot beat it. It's good for the heart, it's good for the head. Well, we're from the woods originally. It just makes you one with nature again. Number 3, sorting out camp. When you found the place you want to camp, get there. A lot of people say arrive late, leave early. I don't believe in that at all. Arrive when you want, leave when you want. That's what I've been doing for 30 years and it's stood me in great stead. So when you get to your spot, have a look above, make sure there's no branches that are likely to fall off. Those are called widow makers. If those fall and it hits you, you're going to die. Well, you could die or have a very serious injury. If you can, make sure there's a decent water source nearby so you don't have to carry in loads of bottles of water. If you want a fire, make sure you can have a fire. Don't just have it on the ground where you are. Dig down a bit, remove some soil, make a little pit. Or if you're next to a riverbed, maybe some of the bed's dried up, have it on the fire. Do that, no problem at all. Make sure everything's at hand as well. Once you've got your tent sorted, get all your kit out what you need. You know, get your bed sorted out so all air gets into it, so all the down gets all fluffed up. Get all your brew kit ready, get your fire kit ready, get everything all at hand so you don't have to mess around when it gets dark. Have your head torch in your pocket so when it's dark you're not rooting around looking for it, it's always there in your pocket so you can go to it straight away. But when I go camping, I do a lot of camping with friends, but when I go on my own, I like nothing more than just sitting there listening to the fire and the sounds of the woods come alive. Learn names of trees, learn names of fungi that's around you. It's all good knowledge to know. You know, some fungi you see you can eat, some that you can't. I'm only starting to look at all this sort of stuff now. Never really bothered me when I was younger, but I've got older, now I want to know. I want to know all about it. So look at the scenery. I mean, I've started making notes as well. I take a diary out with me, I might just scribble a few notes saying what I'm doing, you know, what I've been up to, what the plan of action is for the rest of the night, that sort of thing. It's entirely up to you what you want to do. But like I say, this is just pointers that I'm giving. I like to just chill out when I'm on my own. Don't have any music, just have a bottle of wine, a couple of beers, just listen to the sounds of the woodland come alive. You can't beat it, you really can't. Number 1, probably the most important of all, leave no trace. LNT, leave no trace. You should all be aware of it, regardless of even if you're not a camper. If you go out somewhere, make it look like you've never been there. Like today when I've got here, obviously I've walked around on the mud here so it's all churned up a bit, but I'll cover it with some leaves. I'll pull some moss back off this rock so I can get the fire going. And I cleared some rocks here so I can just sit down on my cushion, which is now popped. But yeah, leave no trace, take everything with you. All rubbish, all glass bottles, all plastic. If you can burn it if you have a fire. If not, take a carrier bag with you and take it out with you. If you can carry it with you, you can take it out with you because it'll be lighter. And that just leaves me to say, get out there and enjoy yourself. Absolutely enjoy it, because you cannot beat being out in the woods. Yes, it's pouring down now, but you know what? I've got a little roof over my head and it's not bothering me in the slightest. The fire's going, nice little bit of heat, brilliant. Can't fault it at all. A big thanks again to JJ and the Back to Basics boys for nominating me. And I'll nominate Dorian Lane, Carl Hazard, and let's see if one of the big boys will do it. Let's see if Kent Survival will do it. And also Sky Miller from Swamp Valley. Let's see if you guys will do this 5 tips for beginner wild campers. It'll be great to see your videos, guys. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you all then very soon. See you later now. Just give you a quick guide what I brought. This little cushion here to sit on. I did originally buy it from B&M for £1 and I was going to use it to sleep on. A sleeping pillow. Well, it is a sleeping pillow, but it's no good to man the beast. It's rubbish. So I thought for the first time I'm going to bring it out and I'll use it to sit on. So far it's doing good. Got my usual billy can on the stove here, heating up some water for a brew. And I've got my little bush box, having a nice little fire there. Like I said, I brought some kiln dried wood in. Everything's so sodden, so I thought I'd make life easier for myself. Got my brew kit there, water, milk and cup. Like I said, leave no trace. It's almost as if I wasn't here. That's my camouflage bag. You won't see me coming. I'm just on my way out of the woods. I noticed all this foam coming from the tree here. I mean, it's a big tree. It's a big tree. But yeah, I can't remember the name, but I believe a tree does that. When it's taken on as much water as it can, it's got to expel it somewhere, so it all comes out of the like pores and stuff. I can't remember what it's called. I think that's the reason. If a tree takes up as much liquid as it can, it's got to expel it. So it does it sort of like this.